Good afternoon, colorists. I am Mia Luyando with Badass Art, and we are here this afternoon to do a review on the Crayola Colors of the World Skin Tone Pencils. I've been talking about these for a while. I use them a lot. They are my favorite skin tone pencils, just because the range is good. They have, when you get the box, I looked them up on Amazon right before I did this, and the box right now is like $4.96 US dollars. So they're very inexpensive. You can get them at like Walmart, anywhere Crayola's sold. The colors are just incredibly broad. I mean, it's a wide range, and they're very accurate. You know, a lot of times you have to, blend 2 or 3 different colors together to get the right shade or to get the right hue. But these are pretty spot on. Anyway, when you open the box, you're going to see a golden selection. I think there's 8 of them, or maybe, yeah, 8 of them. Also, there is an almond. There are some that are almond color. I've already taken mine out and put them in a holder. So these down here are the almond shades. And then rose. So you get these warm rosy colors as well. And as you can see, you get from the very lightest light to a really deep, shadowy contour, or darker, for a darker skin tone. So I like the range. I think it's like second only to, or well, no, I don't even think it's second only. I think it's my favorite, and I think the next would be Faber-Castell Black Edition. They have a good range of colors also. But we're starting out today with this light skin tone, fair skin tone tutorial. And we're going to use the colors of the world. I chose the golden because it's got some nice warm undertones, and these colors crack me up. It's like medium light, extra light, and so those are the 3 colors that I chose. I'm going to get started with the darkest one, and we're going to go around the shadows of her face. Pigment in these pencils is not as concentrated as, say, the Poscas or Prismas, but they still do not require a heavy hand. You're going to see that you need a little extra push behind the pencil, but by no means do you need to apply a lot of pressure. Stick to that, small circles, nice and easy, and you'll learn pretty quickly, where your pressure point needs to be with these. They do put out a very even, to be a budget pencil, they come out nice and even. Sometimes they're kind of streaky, but no, they do a nice job. I'm just going to go around the shadows of her face. It's just a very natural skin tone collection. It's very believable. It's not too orange. It's not too pink. It doesn't have, really loud magentas. I've never used magenta in a skin tone mix. Not even for lips. Never. I've never done that. I never understood some of the colors. And I mean, I'm sure that there are some people out there that mix their colors together, and they probably use those shades. I'm not one of those people. I want realistic colors when I buy skin tone collections, and this is this is the first one, because I got this set before I found the Faber-Castells. This was the first believable set of skin tone pencils that I ever found. I was like, every single one of these colors is usable on a face. So I felt like I got my money's worth, like even my $5. Like, wow. And I do shade the eye area darker. I find that I usually go over the Crayolas once or twice. They're a patience pencil. The pigment is good. As you can see, it's going down pretty nicely, and I'm using the light hand. I just like to go back over it to make sure that I have, every little spot. I don't burnish these pencils, and what I mean by burnishing, we might do a separate video on burnishing. Burnishing is when you go back in with like a white pencil or a pale gray pencil or even a colorless blender. They come in some of the packs of pencils, and you go over the color to a degree that there's no visible paper, there's no texture underneath. It's just completely smooth, and it gives a different look. It's very porcelain-like, and a lot of people like that effect. I don't burnish, really. I just go back and do so many layers that, but that's just me. That's what I like to do. Skin is my favorite part. But yeah, we can do a burnishing one. We can try out some different blenders. I know Caran d'Ache has one that is recommended. I think Prismacolor has one. I think everybody kind of has one. And it's basically just an oil and wax blend with no pigment. Now, another thing about these pencils that I like is that a lot of times when you have a cheaper pencil, like a less expensive pencil, you'll get a lot of bloom. It's called bloom when you're coloring. The sharper the pencil, you know how like when you're coloring and all of a sudden you get all like this crumbly stuff at the bottom, and you kind of have to flick it away? That's called bloom. I have no idea why. It's just what it's called. And that's usually they're more in drier. I think they're drier. pencils, some people say, oh, the more bloom you get, the less pigment is in the pencil. I personally, I don't see that there. I don't see any bloom at all with these pencils, and they're an inexpensive one, but the pigment is not as strong as, say, Posca's, and I did get bloom with those if you guys were watching the videos before. So you can't always believe stuff like that either. You gotta just have to make a decision for yourself. The thing about pencils is they're expensive, and it's hard to know what you're going to like until you try it or you see it in use. And I'm hoping that these tutorials will, kind of help you make some decisions if you're in the market or you're shopping for something that you want to, use. That's a big investment. It's a very smooth pencil. It glides really nice. And, this is Amazon paper, so it's, I think it's 55 pounds to 65 pounds. And I don't ever know, what it's going to be. I don't have any control over the paper that Amazon uses to print my books. So, but I do know that the 55 pound is like a guarantee. It doesn't have a lot of tooth, like a lot of grip. The fact that these pencils do so well on it is another testament to, they're a budget pencil, but they really perform very well. Now, I want to test these other colors to make sure I've chosen what I actually want. This is light medium golden. The first one I had was medium golden. So I'm going to go in right here and just test this out. Yeah, I think that's good. Nice and easy. Just take those small light circles and just pull it right back into that darker shade behind it so that everything just blends right into the other seamlessly. And don't worry if you can see a line or you can still see it. We can fix that. That's what I'm here for. These pencils are easy to push around. We'll get it to look exactly the way you want. The other thing about this brand that I like is, the colors are so well laid out. You have medium, medium light, medium dark, very light, extra light. I mean, every single step. And they're already shades that have been thought out. One of them is more of a cooler skin tone, one is a warmer skin tone, and one is a neutral. So everything's going to match, nothing's going to clash, and it's easy to just blend these in together. You don't have to really think about it too much. Well, I don't know if I mentioned which book we were working in. This is, wow. This is Honeybee Hollow by Badass Art. It's been out for a couple of weeks now. I'll have a link to it and the pencils in the description. I got so excited about the pencils, I forgot the book. Hey, but if anybody out there decides to follow along and wants to share their work, tag me on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, all places. Or you can come and find me at my Facebook group, Badass Art, and share your work with us. I'd like to see how it goes. I think that's nice. Now in the darker skin tone, I showed you guys some tricks about, weaving some colors into the temple area. It gives it some depth and, kind of gives it like a, for lack of a better word, veiny look, some shadowy looks. This is covered by hair, so I won't do that here, but it's, definitely something that you can use. I mean, I guess you could use it like right in this area, and it does lend a little bit of realism. So that's in the Posca review. I think it's in the first or second video, first or second part. Okay, I think I'll leave the video there for right now. We're at 20 minutes, but I won't go farther. I'll just start a new video right from where I'm at now. I know some of you like to follow along all the way, and that's great. I have no problem with that. But it does take a really long time to upload the videos to YouTube if they're more than 20 or 22 minutes. It's incredibly long, and I know sometimes it's hard to hold attention for more than 15 or 20 minutes, so I try and keep them short and to the point. I hope everybody's having a great Sunday afternoon, and we'll be back soon with part 2 of Colors of the World.